Hey, pick up your Bible, go to Psalm chapter 7. We looked at verse 1 yesterday. David is being persecuted unjustly. O Lord my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me. God, I'm putting my trust in you in this injustice, and I'm waiting for you to save me. I'm being persecuted, I'm being pursued and hounded, but you can deliver me, and I know you can, so I'm crying out to you. Good practice, good form, good discipline, a good habit for all of us. Look at verse 2. Lest he tear my soul like a lion, rending it in pieces, while there is none to save me. God, you're my only hope. I don't have any other options. There's nobody that's coming to my defense. I don't have any attorneys. There's no system that can work for me. God, you're my only hope. And by the way, it's not a bad place to be when God is your only hope. If he's all you have, then you're in a prime position for your life and faith to see him at work and to experience him. You know, so often when we have other mechanisms, we go to them. We trust our own devices. But sometimes God brings us to a place where we have nothing but him, and that's not a bad place to be. There's that old song, Lean on Me. When you come to the place that I'm all you have, you'll find I'm all you need. And I sang that a lot of times thinking, oh, isn't that a great line? Isn't that a great line? But I had never come to that place. But since that time, since my youth, I've come, rather often to that place where I feel like, God, you're the only hope here. And truly, I can testify, when you come to that moment of, God, you're all I have, there's no one else that can help me here, he will prove himself. He will reveal himself. He will be faithful to you. And you'll find he's all you need. You've got him, he's got you, and that is good news. So especially when you feel like your soul is being torn in pieces, or the threat that's coming against you is going to tear you apart inside, your God is your defender, and he's going to be there for you. Look at verse 3, 4, and 5. O Lord my God. Now David is speaking a little bit rhetorically here. He knows that Cush's accusations are false, but he is laying out before God, if there's any truth to this, then I'm willing to face the consequences. Okay? O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there be any iniquity in my hands. Now let's get the context for sure. Is there iniquity in David's life? Of course there is. David is imperfect and sinful just like you and I are. So the context of iniquity and righteousness and unrighteousness, at least in the first portion of the psalm, is in regards to this specific accusation, these false accusations of Cush. So God, if there's any truth, if I'm guilty of the sin that Cush is accusing me of, verse 4, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, likely Saul, if I have plotted, schemed, if I've had a posture of evil or injustice towards the one that I was at peace with, King Saul. And then in parentheses, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is mine enemy. David is essentially probably recording a time where he could have killed Saul, but actually spared him, actually let him off the hook, okay? Or in a sense, rescued him from himself. So David's saying, you know, if I was of a spirit to be unjust or to usurp or to try to take Saul's throne, then I could have, but I delivered him. I rescued him. Maybe he's thinking of, maybe this is before he spared Saul's life. Maybe he's thinking of the time he killed Goliath, okay? That he spared the nation and Saul, that he went out there to battle and saved Saul's life and Saul's throne and reign. I've delivered him that without cause is mine enemy. So he's here's the context. And I want to bring this into a 21st century kind of frame of reference. Have you ever helped somebody or blessed somebody that then turned around and demonized you and made you the enemy? Boy, that will eat at your soul, okay? Yeah, I can say that's happened to me. Not a few times. in a pastoral role in ministry, it's actually pretty common that you really try to give yourself to help somebody the best you know how, and they can turn around and demonize you and make you the problem. There is a kind of toxic relationship where people can actually bring you a problem, and it's so dysfunctional that you become the punching bag in the middle. Maybe in a marriage situation, you know, they project the problem onto you. It's quite frequent that in trying to help, you unwittingly become the enemy of those you're trying to help. It's sad. It's very painful when that happens. But maybe this could be a parenting situation where you have tried to bless your child and your child has demonized you. Maybe it could be extended family. Maybe it's some coworker or somebody that's real competitive with you in a work situation, and they're demonizing you, or they're falsely accusing you, or slandering, or weaving a story or narrative in your superior's eyes that isn't true to who you are. And this can unfold in a million ways in 21st century American culture or in global cultures. This is humanity. This is what happens in our human relationships. David is not regretful of delivering Saul. He wouldn't do it differently. In fact, there's probably future instances ahead of this psalm where David's going to deliver him again. So David's posture of character isn't going to change. But the fact that he's experiencing this injustice is hard. And he's rehearsing with God, God, if I've done this, if there's sin in me, if there's evil, if I had any evil intentions, then look at verse 5. Let the enemy persecute my soul and take it. Yea, let him tread down my life upon the earth, lay mine honor in the dust, Selah. And there's a break, a rest in the psalm right here. And so he's rhetorically rehearsing his integrity. He's saying, God, if I've done this, then just let the enemy defeat me. Take my life. Let them tread me down. Take away my honor. I will bear the consequences. If there's any truth to this. Now, he knows there isn't, okay? But what he's saying is, I'm more than happy to face the Inquisition. I'm more than happy to let the evidence be borne out and to face whatever consequences there are to face, because I know I'm innocent of these charges. But again, the big takeaway is he's going to God. He's letting his integrity be validated, excuse me, by his God, not by his own plans. He's not fighting to vindicate himself. He's crying out to God and waiting on God for that vindication. So my friend, one of the big takeaways for me is I can tell God exactly how I'm feeling. I can share with God exactly what's going on in my life, and he understands why. Well, who faced the greatest injustice so that he would understand the feelings of my infirmities? Jesus did. So talk to him about it today. Happy Friday. Hope to see you this weekend. And if not, we'll meet again on Monday.